Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 37. Can you actually believe that we've done 37 episodes of the record-breaking, trend-setting podcast known worldwide as the Yin and The Yang? And ladies and gentlemen, as always, I am the former two-time USW heavyweight champion of the world and lifelong martial artist, the one and only Anthony Chu, a.k.a. Chuzilla, the ultimate thriller. All muscle, no filler, baby. And ladies and gentlemen, on today's episode, we give our love and respect to the recent passing of an absolute legend in professional wrestling. A review of my mattress that was voted by you, the Commandos and the Militants. A chewed out segment that will leave you with a what the fuck perplexity. And then a little added bonus to that by my co-navigator. Q&A, a whole lot more. And oh yes, one other one. I actually got high this week, and I'll talk more about that later on. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome properly my co-navigator, ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, Mr. Co-host to you. He gets a special opening song this week, and it goes like this.
It's time! It's time! It's later time!
Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, he is the undefeated, never repeated, non-obsoleted, wrestling heated, will not be unseated by me or anyone else. Argue with him and you shall be deleted. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Larry. It's time. It's time. It's Vader time. Mormon.
Who's the man? Who's the man?
Vader!
Yeah, oof. What's going on? What's going on, Yin and Yang fans? What's going on, listeners? Great to be back for episode 37. 37 is actually a little bit of a special number to me and kind of to the network in a indirect way.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if you know, but
How so?
I think everyone is aware that my influence to start podcasting is Kevin Smith, the great director, indie director Kevin Smith, who, by the way...
Of Jay and Silent Bob fame?
Jay and Silent Bob. He is Silent Bob, and he's looking fantastic. He's been losing that weight since his heart attack on Weight Watchers, so keep up the good work, sir.
Excellent there, Mr. Smith.
And, of course, in his first movie, Clerks... And actually, ever since then, throughout all of his movies in that View Askew universe, 37 is like a magical number because it appears in every one of his movies. And one of the best lines from Clerks, classic movie, if you haven't watched it, go watch it, I love it. There's a line where Dante is talking with his girlfriend, and they're comparing past loves. And she asks him, how many women have you slept with? And he's like, 3 or 4, I think it was. And he asks her how many men she slept with. And she had a small number. But when it came to going down on guys, she went down as a quote, how many, direct quote is, how many dicks have you sucked? She goes, 36. 36. Oh. And Dante goes, I'm 36. And she goes, 37.
Whoa! So that's cool.
That's the setup. Now they get into an argument. They go back and forth in the convenience store, and she storms out. And so Dante to the next customer goes, "Can you believe it? My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks." And the customer goes, "In a row?"
Oh my God!
It's a classic.
Jesus,
I love that line. I love that scene. But now, 37. And then, like I said, 37 kind of makes a little bit of an appearance in each and every one of his movies. So that's pretty cool.
That's interesting. I never knew that fact about Kevin Smith. Yeah. Interestingly enough, I'm going to tell you something very shocking, Larry. I know that Clerks and Clerks 2, two of your favorite films. I've never seen either one of them.
It's definitely a niche crowd, if you will, a very kind of specific crowd, I think, audience who watch Kevin Smith movies, even though his first set of movies, the theatrical releases, I thought were really good. Yeah, his last couple movies have been a little goofy, but they were really made for a specific audience. But honestly, and anyone listening, go and check out Clerks. Especially check out his first 3 movies: Clerks, Mallrats, and Chasing Amy. They do kind of link with each other. They're not direct sequels, but they're all in the same universe.
Oh, okay.
Clerks is just funny, and it's all dialogue. I mean, it takes place in a convenience store. It's pretty much all dialogue, and it's smart dialogue. Mallrats takes place in a mall, a little more action. There's more to it. And Chasing Amy is just a really good love story. So
nice. But
definitely check out Clerks, if anything.
Okay, all right. I definitely will check it out, man. As soon as you check out Bloodsport.
I'll check out Bloodsport. Let's do that. All right, how about this? In a few weeks, I'm not saying you have to do it this week, but in a few weeks, you watch Clerks, I'll watch Bloodsport, and then we'll come back and we'll compare.
Okay, you got it.
Cool.
That sounds like a really good, fun social experiment.
Fair enough.
Now, if I watch Clerks 2, then you're going to have to watch
Bloodsport?
No, there's no Bloodsport 2. There is, but let's not talk about that. Bloodsport 2, 3, 4, or whatever the fuck else they made.
Let's stick with the first movies. We'll stick with the first movies.
Let's just do that, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, all right. Hey, now, Commandos, militants, as we mentioned on the top of the program, the reason why I gave Larry a special theme that is not AC/DC Stiff Upper Lip this week is because we have, at the time of us recording this right now, it's been 24 hours since we actually found out and the world found out that the world of professional wrestling, sports, as well as sports entertainment, has lost a major pioneer in the name of Leon White, known to his, I'm sure, the closest of his friends and family, but we know him better as Big Van Vader.
Absolutely. He definitely is one of, I rank him right up there with Randy Savage, with Bruno Sammartino, as far as the Dusty Rhodes, just name a few, the impact that he had on the business, and unfortunately with his majorly untimely passing, some can argue, all right, Bruno was old, he was older,
right.
At the tail end, but guys like Savage, guys like Piper, Dusty, it's too soon, and unfortunately Vader, also we lost him too soon, but at the same time, I guess we got more out of him than we were supposed to be given.
Well, we'll get into that in just a moment because I wanted to bring up a particular quote-unquote theory that a lot of fans do have, and we'll get into that in just a moment. Bear in mind, fans, that, Big Van Vader, or we'll just call him Vader at this point, Vader was 63 years old. Yeah. And they say that he died of pneumonia, but then he said a couple of years ago that he was diagnosed with congestive heart failure, and he was only given like 6 months to live, and he lasted 2 years. And I mean, let's not get into that yet. I mean, if you look back, he was a former professional football player. He's a big guy, defensive. Was he a defensive lineman or a defensive back? He played, I think, for the Rams, right?
A lineman.
Okay. And I mean, he was from what I understand, he was a good football player. And he got an injury, and then he was introduced to the world of professional wrestling. Now, what made Vader so distinct is the idea that no matter what continent he went to, maybe with the exception of Africa, who probably didn't have professional wrestling at the time, and probably South America that didn't have professional wrestling at the time, I think virtually in every other continent, and Antarctica, right? I think that he's won a world championship everywhere he's gone. England, United States, Japan, Australia, Mexico. He literally was one of those guys who dominated the world because he was just so different than any other wrestler. I mean, let's put it this way. I've always credited Rey Mysterio for being the first professional wrestler to literally, before him, you had to be over 6 feet tall and over 200 pounds to wrestle, minimally. And then all of a sudden, Rey Mysterio comes, and he's like 5'3", 5'4", and about 150 pounds, and he changes the game. He literally revolutionized the game. And I put, and then for him, Rey opened so many doors for professional wrestlers. And hey, Larry, look, if it wasn't for Rey, guys like me and you were only like, what are you, 5'10", 5'11"?
Yes. Yep, 5'10".
Okay. I'm 5'10" myself. And to be very honest with you, we would not have had a chance. We would not have had doors open for us. Vader, I put him in that same category because before him, there were big men who wrestled. I mean, Bundy, King Kong's Bundy, Big John Studd, Yukon Eric, Uncle Elmer,
Calhoun.
Sex Calhoun, exactly. There were these big guys. And you could even put Dusty in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when Vader came out, he changed the game because he proved that big men can move. Go ahead.
The swiftness of Vader, and Vader, he was a legit 400+ pounds.
Right, exactly. That was not build weight.
And it's one thing to see him just easily move through the ring. He doesn't look like he's getting blown up. He doesn't look like he's getting winded. And then you see him do the Vader bomb, which is off the second rope, and he kind of jumps off the second rope and does a splash, which, yes, anyone could do. But still, the height that he did it at, how quickly he got up to the second rope, that's one thing. But then when the first time you ever saw this 400-pounder, and it's not just, there have been guys in wrestling who were just fat, like Sex Calhoun, like Uncle Elmer, just fat. But he was a big man, but he carried it, and he was very strong. But to see him, that first time you saw him do a moonsault...
Oh, my God. I remember seeing that on NWA TV.
And we're not even talking about...
Holy shit.
And I'm not talking about, like, half a moonsault where he may jump and kind of turn a little bit, or he just kind of gets it. He's doing a backflip.
Right.
And he's doing it with ease.
You can't deny, and there's not one person, I don't care who you are, what you affiliate yourself with sports-wise, you cannot deny the athleticism of professional wrestling and its performers. Because you name me any other sport, okay, in the world where you can see an over 450+ pounder go up and do a full backflip, and land perfectly. Like he landed like he was a cruiserweight. Bear in mind of something that at that time, a moonsault was considered like a holy crap. It was considered like a 450 back in the day.
And not even just his early days in WCW. Even when in 1996, when he came to the WWE, that was still not a regular move.
Right. But I'm saying, like, that would have been like an ultimate finisher back in the day, in the 80s and into the early to mid 90s. And you had guys in Japan like the Great Muta. I think Kabuki did it. I think Hakushi did it, right? Jinsei Shinzaki, right? Or you had guys like Too Cold Scorpio who might have done it. And we'll get into Scorpio in a second. But to see, and a lot of the Lucha Libre guys did it, but to see a man of that size do it and move the way he did. And here's the thing. When you look at Vader's matches, he's not one of those big guys. Like, my problem with Sid has always been, if you look at somebody like Sid Vicious or Sid Justice, he'll do a move, he'll do 2 moves, and then he looks like he's getting blown up, and he'll like wait forever for the next move. Mm-hmm. That's not that way with Vader, which is scary.
I started watching, and unfortunately, it's kind of eerie, my timing, and I didn't realize who was going to ultimately win. But I was just watching, I think it was Battle Bowl, WCW Battle Bowl 1993.
That was the best one.
The third one. And,
yeah.
Vader was in the first match. And then, obviously, he went on to Battle Bowl, and he won Battle Bowl. Again, I just tuned it in. I'm like, let me watch Battle Bowl. Kind of just cool. I ended up watching the whole pay-per-view. And even after I learned that he died, I still didn't realize he won that event. So I kind of just kept watching. I kind of, when it got narrowed down in the Battle Royal, I kind of put 2 and 2 together. but just to see him move in the Battle Royal, in the tag team match, it's just ridiculous how smooth he is. And look, I mean, if you're going to rank big men, you know, I don't even know in what order, but at top 3 in no particular order, Vader, Yoko, and, you know, I would almost consider, I don't even know who the third one. Yeah, Bam Bam. You're right.
Because name me any other 400-pounder that can do a cartwheel the way he did.
True.
And do a slingshot splash.
I mean, there were good big men, but, you know, Boss Man for a while. But still, Vader, you know, Vader's in that top of the
Gang?
list. One man, I mean, we can do the list. Yeah, one-man gang.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Vader had, like, Vader and Yoko can be at the top of anyone's big man lists. Because Yokozuna,
absolutely,
even though Yokozuna really was limited with his moves, he was still, for a 500-plus, almost 600-pounder, he was still moving. He was still moving quick.
He wasn't blown up either.
Correct. I mean, he wasn't doing flips or anything like that, but for a big man, he was good. And he's one of the few Japanese wrestlers to be WWE champion, Yokozuna.
He's not Japanese. He's Samoan, goddammit.
And you can put Vader in that list. In fact, when Vader fought Yoko, remember for a while they had that little feud. For two big men, it was really good.
Exactly.
But I will say this, and you're probably going to mention it anyway, but forgive me if I jump ahead.
Okay.
Now, we don't know whether or not it was his decision, whether or not Vader accepted or declined, I should say. But it's one thing if he was asked and then declined. But if Vader was never asked to go into the Hall of Fame, that is an absolute travesty. And it almost seems like I don't want to see him go into the Hall of Fame now, because it would almost be like, all right, he's dead, let's put him in.
Well, okay, but then now let's revisit that in just a moment. Now, I heard apparently, and I was reading on his Wikipedia page, that apparently his son, Jason, had signed a developmental deal with the WWE, yes, and he got fired.
Oh.
Because he burnt bridges, apparently.
The son or Vader?
The son.
Oh, okay.
Well, now, apparently, if he did burn bridges exactly the way that they said that he did, and he got fired, how do you get fired from a developmental deal, right? And if he did, then that's really not going to give him the chances of getting him into the Hall of Fame. Now, I will say, okay, that if he was asked, and he said no for whatever reason, okay, that's one thing. But if they didn't ask him while he was alive, knowing his condition, then fuck you, Triple H, and fuck you, Vince, all right, for not inducting this man in for all that he did in professional wrestling. Just because in WWF he sucked for you, and let's be honest, Larry, he was horrible in WWF compared to his WCW runs, all right?
Not in the beginning.
No, in the beginning, but the problem, okay, this is the problem here. Vince is so stuck not now, but at that time, he was stuck on these bodybuilded, roided up, fucking, pretty boy, huge guys that, like Ultimate Warrior, God rest him, and Hulk Hogan. And he wanted people like that, It's like, Ultimate Warrior was hired, and listen, I don't want to speak negatively about not the man himself, but the gimmick, the Ultimate Warrior, his look, what he did, he was hired solely based upon how he looked. He had 3 fucking moves, all right? The guy had a great gimmick, great look, yes, but Vince was so stuck on that, and he couldn't understand how come Vader was so over. If Vader came in now in his prime, he would be dominant. Like, he would win the title multiple times over. But at that time period, at that time period, that's why you buy insurance for your phone, kids. And at that time period, Vince was so stuck on these big bodybuilding guys. Okay, with the exception of like Bret Hart.
I was going to say,
Shawn Michaels was another roided up, drugged up.
Well, was drugged
guy.
up. He wasn't roided up. He was
pretty boy.
Up.
You know what I mean?
I'm not upset he never won the title. Look, not everyone's going to be champion.
I am upset.
I'm not.
Well, I'm glad he won a title in WCW. At least WCW recognized him for his full potential. But they destroyed him at the end of his run. You know, where in WCW, from beginning to end, he had a phenomenal, dominant career. I mean, they jobbed him out. Come on.
Well, when they turned him face there near the end, that was a little weird. But I will still go on record. Some of Vader's best matches, him and Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam. I love that match, SummerSlam '96. Vader teaming with Mankind with some. And I'm just talking about the WWE run. You know, Vader and Mankind with their tag team was interesting. You know, and Vader's run with Undertaker. You know, he definitely had good matches. It doesn't bother me because there was a reason. Look, you know, there was a reason why Shawn was champion at that time. Same reason why, you know, DiBiase was never world champion. It just wasn't the way it was. And
okay, but then you can also say that Shawn played the political game better than anyone else,
probably.
and he pretty much he refused. There was like a long list of people he refused to put over.
Agreed, but still, that man. You know, they say, you know, it's the man makes the title. The title doesn't make the man. So if you put it like that, you know, look, Piper, one of the best to never be world champion, and he didn't need the title.
But he was a champion.
He was Intercontinental champion.
Okay, well, how many titles has Vader won in WWF?
But still, all right, fine, none. But I wouldn't see him as IC champion. You know, it's funny. Just today, I was watching an interview with Ronda Rousey, and she said she talked to Piper's son, and she was like, you know, I want to do good by your father's memory. You know, I want to be the champion that he never could be. And Colt, Piper's son, yeah. Colt said he didn't have to be champion. And that was true. You know, Piper didn't have to be champion, and he was still massively over. In my opinion, Vader didn't have to be. It would have been cool if he was champion, but that doesn't tarnish the legacy for me. That face turn at the end does. But you know what? That's in the past. That's neither here nor there. There's a lot of different things that could have gone.
But no, wait a minute. Can you actually debate the fact that when Piper was in his prime and when Vader was in his prime, that was two totally different WWFs?
Well, it depends. Piper almost had like two primes, you know, when he was a heel and when he was face.
Oh, okay. But then, I mean, with the way that they did Vader, I mean, he came out with this. I mean, like, I didn't understand why they would not allow him to come in with that fucking huge, the mask. What the hell would you call that mask?
I think he stopped wearing it in WCW.
No, but he introduced it from Japan. Yeah, it was a gimmick that was created in Japan.
Yeah, but he stopped wearing it in WCW, so why?
He brought over. But what I'm saying is, when he debuted, when he was in his peak in WWF, they should have allowed him to bring that in. They should have allowed him to be this unstoppable, dominant guy that would steal. They should have made him a Braun Strowman.
He was unstoppable for a while.
Right, and then all of a sudden they jobbed him out like he was the Blue Meanie. I mean, it was bad.
It was weird at the end. It was weird at the end, yes, I admit. But let's not focus on the end. Let's focus on the good. Let's focus on two of my favorite matches with him in WWE. Like I said, one of them was Vader and Shawn at SummerSlam 96. And honestly, the other one was that Fatal 4-Way, the Final Four at In Your House. Vader, Taker, Austin, and Brett. I love that match for the vacant WWE title.
I got to be very honest with you. I didn't think his best matches in his career were even in WWE.
I'm not saying his career. I just meant in WWE.
Just think, and I don't like any of his matches in WWE.
Okay.
I just don't. I mean, for me, I liked it when he was fighting like Ron Simmons, Sting, Ric Flair, like that. I mean, even though when he lost the title in 1993, Starrcade, that was a phenomenal match. Mm-hmm. But then again, that's two totally different styles of professional wrestling, and I can understand to each their own. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, I just think that he should have gotten a better shake. That's all I'm saying in the WWF. But
it is what it is at this point.
Well, that match that he did with Shawn, he pretty much carried Shawn pretty much.
Listen,
I hate
the
to
match
say that,
was
but he carried Shawn.
And I thought it was great.
It was a good match. It was good.
It was great pairing Vader with Jim Cornette. I thought that was a wonderful pairing. With the two of them.
I'm very surprised. I was listening to Cornette's pod that dropped today, the Cornette Experience, and he didn't mention Vader. So maybe it might have been like maybe he recorded that already, something like that. I'm not really sure. But I'm sure he will mention it because he's mentioned great things about Vader. Now, also let's credit Vader for one other thing. Let's also credit Vader for one other thing. Mm-hmm. In Japan. He changed the game in Japan as well because he introduced a world where Japanese wrestlers were not big like him. Mm-hmm. So for him to go in there as this gaijin, meaning a foreigner, coming in, he's dominant, he's massive. That helmet, that football helmet, like I guess what do you call that? Like a gremlin or like a devil?
Something like that. Like a ram almost.
Like it was like a ram, right? Yeah. That ram mask that he wore when he took that shit off or when he was walking to it and the steam started coming out of that thing. Holy crap. I mean, I remember when I saw him in the AWA or NWA and he made his transition to NWA and he came in. Oh my God, he scared the living hell out of me, like literally with that mask on, and he blew steam out of it or there was smoke coming out of it. I had to change the channel because as a 9-year-old kid, I was really scared of this. I mean, he really struck fear. Like that was when somebody could really sell that gift and sell his persona to the world. And also, let me say this. If it wasn't for Vader, he introduced Too Cold Scorpio. Mm-hmm. Because he gave I don't know if you wrestling fans in America know what a young boy is. But in Japan, a young boy is basically somebody who's considered to be a person working up the ranks. He's like the lowest common denominator, and he works his way up. So he cleans the dojo. He washes the gear of the wrestlers, or he's the main stars are assigned a young boy, meaning that they do their chores, they run the errands and stuff like that, and they pretty much it's like the Japanese way of paying dues and giving respect to the business, which would never, ever go over in the United States because it's a very different culture, Yeah. But these guys are looked upon as gods over there, or highly, highly respected. And Scorpio, came from Colorado just like Vader did. And if it wasn't for Vader introducing him to Japan and then having him train in New Japan Dojo and then bring him over to WCW, we would have never known how awesome Too Cold is. And Too Cold is also revolutionary in his own right.
Yep.
Let's just hope we don't talk about him like this one day, anytime soon at all. But Too Cold is one of my absolute favorites. He is the one guy, Larry. I am just every time I look at a wrestling convention, I'm just praying he'll show up. I'm praying he'll show up, or have Frank Mayer book Too Cold. I would literally crawl to that venue to see Too Cold wrestle. So you got to thank Vader for that. He also was a tag team champion in New Japan with Bam Bam Bigelow.
He was.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were dominant, So, he really opened a lot of doors also for a lot of foreign wrestlers to come in, to Japan. So, he's known around the world. And now, as far as we were talking about, we want to revisit, and I don't want to make a very big deal of this, so please excuse me for saying this. But when he was diagnosed with what he had about his heart, DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, had reached out to him. And they had a falling out, I think. And I really think that there's a theory going around, and I agree with this. And Larry, please give me your input when you hear this, is that DDP wanted to save him. He invited him to the DDP Yoga Performance Center. He wanted to work him out, help him lose the weight. and why? Because more weight that you lose is the less of a strain it is on your heart. It's just science, and it's just body mechanics. And the thing about it is that Vader said, well, he fucked him over, punked him out, or whatever he did, and and DDP's argument was, well, listen, you can't have me rehab you with DDP yoga and it's going to work for you and have you, heal your body while you're still going out there wrestling and doing the style of wrestling that you're doing. Mm-hmm. Because, he's stiff, he hits hard, he has that Japanese strong style in him. And he takes it that way too. So the thing about it is that DDP said, well, listen, I can't heal you while you go hurt yourself. And then basically he's like, well, Vader was like, well, I have to go make a living, Well, yeah, but what's more important? Is it your health and your overall well-being? I really think that DDP might not have been, could have either cured him, saved his life completely like he did, Scott Hall and Jake the Snake, or he could have at least prolonged his life for another 10 years. And at that point, he would have had to have given up wrestling, But, I understand his passion, and I understand, he has great love for the business, and I commend the hell out of him for that. But I think that he should have taken up DDP's advice, Well, he would still be here.
Who knows? Again, he had 6 months. He was given a 6-month sentence, and he squeezed 2 years out of it. So, who knows? But, you know what? Certainly, if anyone has a chance, go check him out. Go do a search for him on the WWE Network. Hopefully, they'll do a collections of some of his greatest matches. Because he's
watch his WCW stuff.
Well, maybe. I'm sure it'll be WCW stuff.
Watch anything Vader. You will not be disappointed.
Absolutely. And Vader, certainly gone too soon. You will absolutely, absolutely be missed.
Rest in power, my friend. You will be greatly missed. I know that the whole crew. Jeremiah was devastated. He was really devastated. Winston was just in shock because I think that Winston grew up watching him as well. I was in shock. Me and you, Larry, I think we kept up more than the boys did in the back, our technical team. But it was just one of those things where, when we had our production meeting, they were devastated. And I felt really bad for poor Jeremiah because, Jeremiah's from the West Coast. So, I think that he probably watched a good amount of his matches out there when he was on the indie scene coming up.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah, so definitely. So we send our heartfelt condolences, our thoughts and prayers, our love and support for Leon White's family. And in our hearts, thank you for giving us, Vader, a very, a lot of great childhood memories of you growing up. It was an honor and a pleasure to watch you, whether you're face, heel, whatever you were awesome. And thank you for doing what you did for professional wrestling. And fans, everywhere you go, throw up that V sign. It's always Vader time. Rest in peace, brother. So can we move on to something? I know it's hard to move on, actually, just to transition to our next subject here, but I think we need a little cheering up.
Okay.
We need a little cheering up, and I want to once again applaud the militants and the commandos for giving me your input. We did a call to action some 2-3 weeks back, and if you'll recall that I want to shop for a new mattress, and at the same time, I asked what was the best mattress, and everybody named a whole lot of different companies, but it seems as though the majority of the fans wanted me to get a Nectar mattress. So I said, okay, we'll order it. Now, what had happened was initially I bought a queen-size mattress because I said, well, damn it, you never know if one of the ladies or several ladies may want to come over and ride Space Mountain. Right, because it's the oldest ride in the park,
and it's falling apart.
It's not falling apart. If Ric Flair's still going strong, trust me, Chewzilla, the Ultimate Thriller, is going on strong too. All right, and you never know if anybody wants to ride the Great Wall, ladies. So the thing about it is, and trust me, this equipment right here is not made in China. I can tell you that much right now. It's solely assembled, produced, born and raised, bred in America, baby. All right? So this equipment is damn strong.
Good Lord.
You know, I've never described myself that way. But anyway, so everybody told me, let's get the Nectar mattress. And I said, okay, cool. So right when we announced it about 2-3 weeks back, I order it, right? Now, I get a queen-size mattress, I get a queen-size foundation, and I get a bed frame. Now, this is the problem. The mattress itself is very firm. I think that it's very soft, but yet it's really weird because when you lie down on it, soft meaning SAWFT, by the way.
Oh, not anymore.
Right? Well, yeah, that's true. Right? And what had happened was when I was lying down on it, you know, the materials when you press down on it is soft, and you can tell that there's a supporting layer because there's 5 different layers of memory foam. And then all of a sudden when you lie down on it, you feel this firmness. And I think that the reason why it's firm that way, and they say it takes about 8 to 10 weeks to actually get adjusted to a new bed.
Oh, wow.
And I'm coming from a Tempur-Pedic. So as I'm lying down, I'm a side sleeper. And I remember the first time I lied down on it, I was like, damn, this is kind of firm, man, like a little too firm. And I had just worked out. And here's the craziest thing, though. Out of nowhere, it was like 10 o'clock. Out of nowhere the next day, I was like, I wake up and holy shit, it was already 6:30. I mean, I literally slept 8.5 hours.
Wow.
I got up one time just because I drank a lot of water. And I said, damn. It, age-wise, yes.
So you had a good night's sleep.
That was good. It was a good night's sleep.
Boy.
And it was my fault for, you know, sleeping late as of late and you know, just drinking a good amount of liquids before I go to sleep because it's just damn hot right now, man.
Yeah, man.
It's hot, it's humid, and I really don't turn on the AC unless I have to. But now I'm going to leave it overnight, you know, just because – and it's a cooling effect, you know. The pillows, you get 2 free pillows, $125 off. So the whole thing came out to $870, right?
Okay.
Now, if you're a side sleeper, it gives you really good support. And they say, by the way, there is a survey out, and scientific research is saying that your best sleep actually compared to back, stomach, and side sleeping, they say that side sleeping is the best out of the 3.
Okay.
And I didn't realize that. They said the worst way to sleep is actually on your stomach. And they said the reason for it is because you're not allowing your internal organs to flow. So it can create later on in life some type of blockage or something.
That's not
I don't
good.
know what that means. That's not good at all. But they say back is good, side is good. But they say if you want to retain like the least amount of wrinkles in time, they're saying sleep on your back is still the best for that.
All right. Well,
because
I mean,
the weight is not, you know, going down on one side.
True. Right. I gotta tell you, you know, hearing you talk about this mattress, Lord knows I need a new one. I've been sleeping on the same mattress for God knows how long. Probably almost 20 years. I have a piece of shit. That's what I have.
Oh, okay.
And I've totally worn it out. You know, I slept. I think I also have a queen size bed for some reason, and I sleep. Amazingly enough, I sleep like I'm married, where I sleep on the very edge of the bed, as if someone else is taking up all the room. I don't
side sleeper, back sleeper, stomach sleeper?
I move all over the place.
Okay, so you're a mover.
I'm a jittery sleeper, and so for years I slept like that, one side of the bed.
Right.
So, I don't know, a few months ago, I decided, all right, which you should do regularly anyway. But I'm like, all right, let me flip the mattress. Maybe get a little bit of. I flipped the mattress. Not only did I flip it one way, like 90 degrees, but I also flipped it head over tails. It was like a brand new mattress. I mean, the springs were new. They worked. I mean, my fat ass condensed those springs terribly on that side. And here's how I know. All joking aside, I now fall asleep on one side of the bed. I wake up on the other because I'm rolling into the little pit that I created by sleeping on that one side of the bed for probably almost 20 years.
Wow.
Oh, it's terrible. and my back is killing me. I mean, besides the fact that I've gained so much weight, that don't help. But
Well, when was the last time you flipped your mattress?
I just said a couple months ago.
No,
And
before that, I'm saying.
I probably never did.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Right, with a spring mattress, you're supposed to flip it every month.
I have no idea about this. I almost killed myself trying to flip it before.
Hey, don't do what one of the fat boys did, okay? Like fucking, you know that story, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's not have shit happen.
You've
please.
seen my bedroom. I was all by myself trying to flip that stupid mattress. I almost killed myself.
Your bedroom. I got to be honest with you. I don't even think millionaires have a bedroom like yours.
This is true. I have all the room in the world. I don't know why I was kayfabing that. So you
shouldn't, because you do. I mean, it's a huge place. You have really nice. You have really nice spacious area. I mean,
In fact, I don't know why I flipped the mattress. I should just take the mattress, throw it in the fire pit, just get a new one every month. I can afford it.
You should. And I mean, listen, Nectar
it's not like I'm paying you.
Oh, you heard it, folks. What? You heard it. It's actually recorded.
I thought you muted that. I gave you the mute sign.
Jeremiah, you heard that. Just play it. If you can, splice it so you can play it like 60 different times.
Oh, what, you're gonna play it back now? All of a sudden now you have the opportunity to rewind something and say,
I don't pay you? Is that what? Well, I'm sorry. What was that?
I don't think we should do. Let's move on, because there's no way he's going to ever repay that line I said. It's not like I pay you. Damn it! I told you not to replay it. God damn it!
Very good, Jeremiah. Very good. Exactly.
Anyway, I'm looking for a new mattress, and you're talking up this Nectar. I may have to look into it.
Well, do you have a plush bed, a firm bed? I mean, and here's the reason why I'm saying I didn't realize, and sleep, they say now, is that if you don't get enough of it, it can actually kill you in the long run.
I feel like I'm getting too much of it.
I don't get enough of it, and I'm the complete opposite. I guess maybe that's why we're the yin and the yang. It's just that when I go to sleep, I think too much about things, and for me, I just want to get a good night's rest,
okay,
and a good full sleep. And the thing about it is, it's very hard for me to fall asleep because I think a lot about everything,
Mm-hmm.
and my mind is not at ease or at rest. So with the Nectar, at least for me, I consider it to be kind of like medium to firm. But it's also, when you press on it, it's plush, and I like the idea that it gives you good back support.
Okay.
Because, man, I work out a lot, and I put my body through a beating and training for a competition and all that. And, brother, I'm telling you, when I lie down, I don't want to get up, dude. I just want to basically sleep until I'm forced to get up. Which, by the way, in the morning, I sleep to the very last second.
Oh, you are terrible
that I can.
in the morning.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Worse.
You don't want to catch me in the morning time. It's one of the absolute worst,
Yeah.
Just like that one time when we were wrestling out in Mianus.
Wait a minute now. Hold on. What?
Well, we were wrestling in Mianus.
What? Hey, what are you doing?
California, that is. And
yeah, we weren't contracted for that show.
Well, at the same time, somehow, some way, I woke up and you were right next to me, and I said, "What the fuck are you doing?" And you basically, oh, by the way, you tried to con the hotel director to giving you a free room because you held the title at that time.
Well,
and he told you, "Get the fuck out of my hotel." So what'd you do?
What did I do?
You picked the lock in my hotel room, and you slept in my bed for free.
I needed a room. And you were warm.
Okay. No, wait a second. Now, listen, that's getting a little scary. All right? Till this day, we were still wondering why your hand was sticky. But that's a different story. Anyway, we got to go.
What is going on? Move on. Don't we have a segment coming up?
Move on. Yes, we do. I think that we do have a segment. But anyway, as great as the mattress is for me, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree with it, there is a little bit of a Twilight Zone twist to it this week, and it kind of goes like this. Interestingly enough, quite frankly, folks, and I'm not going to lie to you,
I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
Now, here's the thing. You may be wondering, why did I just do that? Well, because it's not Nectar's fault, but getting me this mattress was an absolute shit fest.
Uh-oh.
Okay? I ordered this mattress on the 25th of May. Okay?
Okay.
Place the order, and they say, oh, don't worry about it. It's going to come to you in 3 to 5 days. Not a problem. I said, well, I've heard a lot of stories about maybe you don't have enough in demand. No, we got it. Don't worry, we have it. So they ship it out, right? And all of a sudden, it comes from fucking California, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going across, stops in Tennessee. All of a sudden, the foundation comes first. Right, yeah. Tennessee comes to my house real fast.
Tennessee.
Too black for you. Anyway, so
wow.
Now, so what happened was please stick to the Weird Al Yankovic that you know. All right. Now, as I was rudely interrupted just now, so the foundation comes first. I have this foundation sitting in my house, and god damn it, that thing was fucking heavy.
When you say foundation, you mean almost like the box spring?
Yes,
kind of, sort of?
They call it, right. So foundation / box spring, right?
Gotcha.
I put this son of a bitch together, and holy shit, was this freaking heavy, right? Now I have a two bedroom townhouse, so pretty much I moved the Tempur-Pedic to the guest room, or my music room, and what happened was I set up the box spring or the foundation, lay it on the ground, right? Now, May 25th, it ships. May 26th, May 22nd. By the way, it came FedEx ground. Now, FedEx ground is not exactly the most reliable in the world because, you see, the problem that we have with FedEx is that FedEx does not work weekends. FedEx ground does not work weekends, apparently. And they don't work on holidays either. You may think that they have fucking cleaners hours, right? So all of a sudden now, right, weekend comes, Memorial Day comes, nothing. I call up, and then all of a sudden, FedEx Ground gives me the day after Memorial Day saying that they lost my mattress in transit.
No.
Yes, I shit you not. It's in Kesby, New Jersey now at this point, right?
I haven't even heard of that place.
Kesby, New Jersey is like around like Perth Amboy or some shit, right?
Okay.
They lose my mattress, right? Now you got to figure what the fuck, right? And then all of a sudden, the track number and everything like that remains the same for like an entire week. I call up Nectar and I said, "What the hell's going on?" Nectar graciously gave me $50 back, right?
Oh wow.
So now the whole thing is $820 instead of $870, right? Now, FedEx Ground basically says, we found your mattress. It's coming in next day or two. You should definitely be able to get it. And they say that you need to sign for it. Okay, great. So I take off a few hours from the grind, show up at my job, and guess what happens, Larry? Nothing shows up.
Oh, no.
Nothing shows up the day after either.
Really?
I call up FedEx. What the fuck is going on? Now they got to change it, right? Now they got to do an investigation as to what happened. Apparently, they're claiming the label fell off.
What?
The label fell off a mattress, and we don't know.
Are they using a label maker that Elaine regifted? Good Lord.
Oh, Jesus. And it's like they lose it, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, if it says that it was last in Kesby, New Jersey, well, call the people in Kesby, New Jersey, in that FedEx facility, and see if you see it's a fucking queen size. And they're like, well, we don't know how big a queen size mattress is. I said it's a fucking big mattress from Nectar that has a blue bag on it. All right, so it's a one of those like foldable mattresses. Like one of because it comes like rolled up, right?
So it's one of those that's rolled up, okay?
Right, that you have to inflate it. When you open it up and you cut it out, and then what happens is that it inflates on its own, right? Mm-hmm. I said, "Ma'am, have you ever delivered Nectar mattresses before?" Yes. So I said, "Well, then you should know what it looks like." No. Oh, so it is one of those rolled up. Oh, well, no shit, Sherlock. Of course it is. You should know you deliver them, right? Thank you, Watson. My pipe, you fucking idiot. All right? And then all of a sudden, well, we now have to do an investigation as to where it is. I said, I called back Nectar. I said, what the fuck? It's been now 9 days, right? Going into our 10th day. Nectar apologized greatly. And their customer support is excellent. Really, really good. They're very patient. They take care of you. And they give me another $50 off.
Wow. All right. So now you're back up $100.
Right. So now it's $770, right, in total.
Okay.
So it went from $870 to $820 to $770. Beautiful. Now, I, by the way, did not ask for any compensation. Larry, you probably would have asked for a free mattress. All right?
I may or may not have wielded the fact that I do podcasts to try and get discounts.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And Ponzi didn't actually scheme. Right, exactly.
Hey.
So anyway, I should have just done the Rodney Dangerfield thing and be like, yo, listen, I lowered my pants and you could lower your prices. Oh! So anyway. Now, getting back to this. These blithering dipshits decide to... Now, Nectar's telling me one thing, FedEx is telling me another, right? Eventually, they send the fucking mattress back to Nectar.
Really?
Can you fucking believe this? They sent back the mattress to Nectar. Now Nectar has to wait for the fucking thing to show up in their facility to make sure I'm not conning them and cheating them, which I can understand. And then when they receive it and they confirm that it's mine, even though the label came off.
Yeah, how the hell did it go back then?
Exactly. Then they send me a new one. And I'm talking to this lady, Rachel, in support. And I said, listen, I'm going to tell you what to do. I said, I'm going to tell you now. I said, and I'm not going to lie to you. I said, listen, if you send me out another one, I get my track number, I want it sent out ASAP. Because now here's the funny thing. FedEx sent it, I heard, in a few days. Mm-hmm. Right? Went right back to Nectar. I guess they knew where they were sending it to, right? Now, fans, I don't want to bore you with this, but let's put it this way. I told Rachel in Nectar support, I said, listen, the second you send that out, I said, I'm going to give it 1 week. If I don't get, I should have gotten Angry Seagal on this, right? Maybe he would have done a better job at me negotiating, because I said, listen, I'm going to give it 1 week from that track number. If I don't get this mattress in 1 week, I want a full refund, and I'm going to get a lawyer, and I am going to file the biggest lawsuit, all right, on everything in the book against FedEx Ground. It's as simple as that. And I called FedEx Ground about that, and I told them, I said, I will sue the living hell out of you guys, because there's no way incompetence. I think people at Bellevue Hospital, which, by the way, is a mental hospital in New York City, folks, for the crazy people, they probably could have ran this facility better, right? So I will put a massive lawsuit on them. Lo and behold, out of fucking nowhere, my mattress comes in 3 days.
There you go. Hey.
Right? So May 25th, it was ordered. It didn't show up until 2 weeks and 2 days later.
Boy, good thing you kept your old mattress.
Well, thank God, because I was sleeping on that thing, and I was just really not happy with it, right?
Yeah.
And then, by the way, when you set it up, there's like natural gases that come out of like a memory foam mattress. That's not nice. Be nice.
What gases come out of memory foam?
Jeremiah, mute his mic. Thank you.
What are you talking about? What kind of...
So, basically, when memory foam mattresses have a certain type of natural gas, some weird smell that comes out of it. I don't know why, but they say it's it is not unhealthy for you. All right. So it should be okay. He has his hands folded, and Jeremiah, put his mic back on. He looks like he's about to, his eyes are watery now. Stop, Larry, stop. You can talk now.
I can still hear him. What does he mean that I have my hands full?
You look
Am
like
I back
a
on the
school
air?
kid sitting there. Yes, you're back on the air.
Thank
You've been
you.
back on the air since you just
It's
explained.
my goddamn network. I don't understand how this happens.
Jeremiah's still a little angry, that's all. But anyway, well, I'll talk to him. Don't worry about it. And it's just like I'll talk to him when you talk to the chief of police.
You're
about
still
my
on
restraint.
that. You're still on that. Okay.
It's
whatever.
been how long, Larry? It's been almost a month. Okay? Now, can I finish this?
But can
Now-
I finish? Please. Can I finish?
Okay, I'm finished. All right. Is that from South Park?
It sure is.
Yeah. So anyway, so finally, I get my mattress. I set it up, and they say that give it about 24 to 72 hours to allow it to fully expand because it was wrapped up the way that it was. It was shrunk, and then it grew.
Giggity.
Exactly. Ixnay, right? So then, and then there's this weird smell that just eventually dissipates, and it's not unhealthy for you. So
Does it like really stink?
not really, but you can smell it. It's kind of like, so it goes away in time. And for me, it took about a week, and it's now fully gone.
Okay.
So, the chewed out segment this week is not on Nectar, okay? Because Nectar took care of me A to the Z. So who is it that I'm targeting? Who?
Who?
It is, ladies and gentlemen, FedEx Ground.
Wow.
You fucking assholes. You stupid dumb fucks. For the idea that you've given me grief for nearly 2 weeks and 2 days. You know what happens, FedEx Ground? Huh?
Uh-oh.
You know what happens when you make the champ's life a living hell? You disturb my quality of life. I should actually sue you guys basically for the hours that I took off waiting for my package but never showed, all right, and giving me the runaround. And you guys are the most horrible, unprofessional. If honestly, fans, if you could, support UPS, please. Support DHL. Support anything but FedEx Ground.
U.S. Postal
They
Service.
suck. The U.S. Postal Service, the fine folks at the USPS. Support them above all else. Nevertheless, you know what happens, huh? FedEx Ground or FedExes in general. You fuck with me. You know what happens?
Hit him with a chew.
You just got chewed out.
Oh.
Fucking 2 weeks and 2 days of my life. Son of a bitch. Sickens me. Fucking assholes. I hope you fucking go bankrupt, and I hope Amazon buys your ass.
Drones. It'll all be drones.
Exactly. Anyway.
Awesome.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, to add a little icing on the cake, not literally, I don't even know why I just said that, but why do you have a smile on your face, Larry? That's a little odd, okay?
What are you talking about?
Little cherry on top. Don't look down. Little cherry on top. We have a special added little feature for you fans that I think that you're going to get a kick out of. And allow me to, once again, do a nice little proper beginning.
I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
Some more. Anyway. Now, Larry, I know what the topic is, but the fans don't, and they eventually will right now. This is so ridiculously fucking insane that when we had our production meeting, even Winston, who's never played this, flipped out. Because the four of us here are sitting here and we're wondering why on earth, like, what the hell's going on here? All right? And I just don't fucking get it. So, Larry, please, go ahead, by all means.
If I'm going to do a little cross promotion here because a little bit of this comes from my background of the Retro Gamers, which you can listen to every Tuesday right here on the More of the Same network. And I'm going to show you a symbol, very famous symbol from a video game. Just tell me right off the bat, don't even think about it because I know you'll recognize this right away. Tell me what game this is from.
Super Mario Brothers.
Thank you. Super Mario Brothers.
Mario.
Yeah, Super Mario Brothers.
Ah.
And that's not even the Mario part. That's not the part that...
Is it we sound like that fucking commercial with the... Is it almonds or almonds?
I love that commercial. The fact that he jumps out of the car is fantastic. But it's not Mario I'm talking about. It's this new phenomenon that I've noticed happen probably in the last couple of years online with these fucking millennials. And
oh, no.
Here's what it is. So I watch a lot of YouTube videos, video games, just people talking about history of video games, talking about certain video games, playing video games. Myself and Anthony Rippo over on the Retro Gamers, we live stream. Anthony does it more than I do. Live stream gameplay. So there's this new thing where people decide that Super Mario Brothers, or even Super Smash Brothers, they call it Super Mario Bros.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Now, everyone...
For fuck's sake, seriously.
Whether or not you play video games, I think everyone is familiar with Super Mario Brothers. Iconic game on the NES from the mid-'80s. I mean, Ant, how many times have you probably played Super Mario Brothers?
Probably too many times to count.
Honestly. Okay, a lot of us can just fly through it without even thinking. But the way it's spelt on the cartridge, Brothers, is abbreviated. BROS period.
Right.
Probably, well, that stems from Mario Brothers, the original arcade game. But it just looks better, it looks neater, and, you can fit it on the cartridge. And ever since, that Brothers is BROS period. But for some reason, in a lot of these game reviews and game historians, they insist on calling it Super Mario Bros. And it's not in like,
fuck's sake.
It's not in a witty way. It's not in a, cool, look at me. It's like almost as if they've always been calling it Super Mario Bros. Or Super Smash Bros.
Oh.
And I don't understand that. I just don't understand it. And when I call them out, when I call these dumbasses out on it, they're all like, oh, that's how everyone calls it that. No, everyone does not call it that. I'm 38 years old. A lot of my friends, all of my friends were video gamers, especially back then. Everyone had Super Mario Brothers. I never once in my life, on TV, with my friends, when the terrible movie came out, ever hear it called Bros. It has always been Brothers.
And it's not like when you say Guantanamo Bay, it's not like fucking abbreviating calling it Gitmo. Yeah. It's not the same comparison. It is Super Mario Brothers.
So I finally had enough. And there was this video, I'm not going to disparage the YouTuber. I'm not going to do that. But there was this video where he was talking about a certain level in Super Mario Brothers, I guess is iconic for something, which I couldn't even watch. I got 10 seconds into the video, and I stopped watching it, because that's when he said Bros. And
You've just been chewed out!
Wow.
Asshole.
All right.
You fucking asshole. You fucking knuckle-dragging, mouth-breathing asshole.
Is the segment over? What happened?
No, I'm just fucking angry because I can't believe how stupid somebody can be. And I'm sorry, man. I don't want to. I don't want to interrupt.
Cool.
Segment. But God damn it! It's Super Mario fucking Brothers.
It really is. So
I didn't start something there.
I commented on his YouTube video.
I just came up with a great fucking porno movie name. Super Mario fucking Brothers.
Oh, I don't know if I want to watch that one.
I'm not starring in it. You can watch it.
So I commented. Here's what I commented, verbatim, 2 weeks ago. How hard is it to say brothers? No one ever calls it bros growing up. I wanted to watch this video, but I'm 7 seconds in, and I'm giving it a thumbs down. Say it right. And then a response from the YouTuber, from the guy who created the video. Just because you never heard people call it bros when you were growing up doesn't mean nobody else does. The world record holders featured in this video have all called the game Bros. Are you really going to say that that's wrong just because you don't like to call it that? After I gave that comment a thumbs up, I said, Yes, because the bros phenomenon only started recently. And quite frankly, if the company itself, the company that made the game, doesn't say bros, then quite frankly, bros is wrong. Nintendo always says brothers. If they say bros, then I wouldn't comment. Also, it's brothers, period. The period means the word was shortened. If no period, then it's the word you're saying. So now it's simply a matter of grammar.
There you go.
And, of course, people started going off on me. Who gives a fuck? Both are valid terms. Calendar far from being valid. Very far from both being valid. I don't know what that means. What the fuck? Hello, who cares about a dumb pronunciation? Does that really discredit the video? Yes, it does.
We care, you dumb fucks.
It's simple grammar. Also, your example of tomato, either pronunciation is spelled the same. There is a huge... Oh, this is someone who's actually on my side. Let me give him a thumbs up. There is a huge... Oh, no, that's me commenting. Never mind. Someone gave the example of tomato and tomato. And I said, either pronunciation spelled the same. There is a huge difference between bros and brothers, period. It's the English language. It's not that hard at all. And then someone asked if this is bait. And finally, someone else...
Is there anybody on your side?
Yeah, well, someone then said, you're fucked, bud.
To you?
Probably.
You know what, folks? This is what we're going to do. I have another call to action, fans. Larry, you just let us know what is it that we need to type to watch this shit. Don't even watch it, folks. Just go on the goddamn thing, support our brother here, and fucking rip these people an epic promo.
It's all right.
It's as simple as that.
I don't want... We're not going to attack.
I am fucking pissed now.
We're not going to attack. It's okay. But for anyone out there, anyone who has ever called it Super Mario Bros., do you know what happens when a so-called gamer, a so-called millennial piece of shit, decides to think he's cool and wants to say bros? Do you know what happens?
Oh, boy.
Do you know what happens? YouTuber and all the YouTubers who call it Super Smash Bros. Or Super Mario Bros.
Hit him with Larry.
You've just been chewed out some more.
Yes! Yes, baby. That is exactly what we need to hear.
Go to hell.
You fucking blithering dipshits. It's sickening. It's
so
absolutely sickening. And that these fucking millennials who actually don't give a shit about anything, been handed a silver spoon, they have no idea how to pronounce shit, but yet they think that they have all the answers. This is sickening. It's stupid. No wonder the fucking society's decaying like hell. Well, at this point, we might as well just have a zombie apocalypse.
Almost 35 years in the game. Never heard it called bros until the last 2 years.
Dumbass fucking idiots.
Let's move on. Let's get past this. I'm going to play. And when I'm done, I'm going to play Super Mario Brothers. And I cannot wait for Super Smash Brothers Ultimate to come out on the Switch.
Oh, that's coming out on the Switch?
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be amazing. Every character ever in Super Smash Brothers will be in this game.
Excellent, excellent. All right. So, at this point, man, no, they deserve every single bit of it, and I completely agree with you 100%. 100%, man. I'm annoyed now, actually, to be honest with you. I may actually do another call to action with the fans. Fucking stupid. Anyway, I think I'm about to break the F word record here on this episode. It's just ridiculous. All right. So let's move on to something that hopefully will cheer us both up. Q&A. All right. It's written by 3 people this week. The first person who has a question for us, his name is Daniel Bronson. It's not like Charles Bronson. It's B-R-O-N-D.
Death Wish 5. I wish I was dead.
Yeah, I wish all the people who called it Super Mario Bros. Were dead. No, we don't wish anybody dead here.
Just horribly hurt.
We hope your fucking games consoles just break down. How's that?
There you go.
Assholes.
Anyway,
there's my hitman giving me a text message now. Anyway, so Daniel writes, what is the story or the background of your phrase at the end of the episode saying thank you, fuck you, bye? Okay. So, Daniel, it's really a simple concept. It's taken from Jim Cornette because Jim Cornette actually is my inspiration for creating this. Wonderful podcast that you listen to every single week when it actually comes up on time because of the technical team or some type of virus. All right. But we should be moving past that now. So, Daniel, the background of it is that Jim Cornette was the booker of Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and then that idiot, John Laurinaitis, or Laurinaitis, all right, as I call him. Hey, guys,
how you doing? Yeah, all right.
I hate that guy. I hate him. I wish Steven Seagal would have broken his arms or something, right? And anyway, so one day he has a guy, one of his top heels or top baby faces of Cornette's and Smoky Mountain Wrestling was called to the main roster in the developmental territory or called up to the main roster. And Laurinaitis decides to basically shave his head bald and send him back to Smoky Mountain Wrestling. I think it was one of the Bashams, actually. One of the Basham brothers. So I think, was it Doug? And what happened is Cornette said, well, what the fuck did you do to this guy's hair? And he says, well, we shaved it because we needed it for TV. And he says, well, goddamn it, if you know you were going to do that, at least let me put him in a hair versus title, a hair versus career match or something. Let me make money out of it, and then I'll send him to you to get his head shaved professionally so it's done right. And he says, so Cornette was angry, left Laurinaitis a voicemail, and he just cut an epic promo on his voicemail and basically said to John Laurinaitis, thank you, fuck you, bye, and hangs up the phone. So it's actually so Jim Cornette has been using it to close out his podcast, and it's just become a funny catchphrase. It's not to offend anybody listening to it. And I just say thank you, fuck you, bye, simply because either A, a telemarketer is calling me, B, people I really don't like who get on my nerves, like these idiots who can't say Super Mario Brothers, all right? Or C, it's an ode. It's kind of like a salute to Jim Cornette in a way, saying thank you for inspiring me at the end of every program to say thank you for giving me inspiration to create my own podcast with my childhood friend, Larry. So there you have it. Oh. That was a very good question, Daniel. Very, very cool. I'm glad I cleared the air on that one. And he does not tell us where he's from. Byron from the Nevada territory of the United States asked me, and Larry, you should chime in on this one. Byron says from the Nevada territory, in your opinions, meaning I guess both of us, what is the worst martial arts video game ever created?
Honestly, the first one that pops in my head is Pit Fighter.
I like Pit Fighter.
I hated Pit Fighter.
No, come on. It was all right. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was all right.
Was not crazy about that at all.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. For me, I would say the very worst martial arts game. This is very, very far back in the day. I don't even consider it a martial arts game, but Ninja Gaiden. Or Ninja Gaiden.
Gaiden.
Gaiden, tomato. Brothers and brothers and brothers.
Brother, my brother.
Okay, that used to be a classic. Now, the thing about it is that the reason why I don't like Ninja Gaiden, whatever you want to call it, all right, is because it's not a martial art game. But yet it's because there's a ninja using a star or whatever the hell he's throwing, it's considered a martial arts game by professionals. And I think that that's absolutely stupid. It's a nice game, but I compare it more to like I don't know, it's just like an action game, but it's not a martial art game to me. Now, if you want to talk about a game that has martial arts in it, I would more than likely say that the one game to me that I'm not a fan of is remember the game Yi Are Kung Fu or Year of Kung Fu?
I think so.
It's like this guy, he fights like Bunshu, Star, Nunchaku, Pole, Fetal.
I think I do remember
Chain,
that.
Whatever the fuck. It's stupid. Fucking dumb game. It's the most ridiculous gimmick. That's like the equivalent of seeing a bunch of morons break into dance routines, throwing invisible hand grenades, doing slow motion wrestling, wrestling a blow up doll, tying one, and keep doing the fucking Canadian Destroyer 16,000 times in the ring. Ibushi, I've lost all respect for you. That's what I compare that game to. I had to add that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay. The last question comes from. Okay. Last question comes from Jerry Cold Iron. Jerry Cold Iron.
That's a name that you have to fight. You have to fight crime with. Jerry
Isn't
Cold Iron.
Dude, isn't that an oxymoron?
Yeah.
A cold iron? Because isn't
if you think
iron
about that kind of iron, yeah. Unless you're just thinking about pure iron.
9 iron? Tire iron?
Iron Man?
Okay.
Ironside.
Even Iron Man is hot. He has a suit, right? Ironside. Okay. All right.
Ironside. If anyone remembers Ironside, you're way too old. We're way too old if we remember Ironside.
Iron Horse?
Ooh. Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden. Wow. Okay, we are fucking officially old.
Take them to the Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden? Excellent. Kill them.
Wow.
Bogus. Actually, I wasn't kill him. I forgot. Execute him. I fucked it up. All right.
So Jerry writes to us from Miami, Florida, and he says, what is one piece of workout equipment that you love to use no matter what workout you do? Honestly, Jerry, besides my water, because Lord knows, man, I just drink a lot of water and stuff like that. Okay, workout equipment. For me, no matter what I do, I have to do this, is I have to hit a speed bag.
Really?
Now, I'm going to tell you now, I am not fucking Manny Pacquiao. I'm not Muhammad Ali. I'm not Mike Tyson. I'm certainly as living hell not that fucking piece of shit Floyd Mayweather, all right, when I hit the bag. However, I find that the speed bag gives a great shoulder workout. It really teaches you how to keep your hands up. So as a martial artist and training for a competition, it always teaches you to keep your hands up so you can hold your guard. It's a great shoulder workout because it really burns your shoulders, gives you definition. And I like the idea that it teaches you coordination and you listen to the beats or the rhythms. And eventually when you get it, trust me when I say it stays with you for the rest of your life. You'll never forget that coordination. It's like riding a bicycle. And it's just a really, really good workout, you know? So like what I did, give an example, is I pretty much did 1 minute intervals on each arm. So that's 2 minutes. And then for the third minute, what I did was I pretty much did shadow boxing. And that's 1 round. And today I did 8 rounds of it. Just for the challenge. Okay. And it was pretty awesome. So I have no shoulders right now. So, Jerry, I hope that answers your question. It is definitely the speed bag for me. So fans, if you have any questions, please email us at yinandyangpodcast@gmail.com. Once again, the email is yinandyangpodcast@gmail.com. And there you have it. So, Larry, what is coming up on the other 60,000 shows that pay for your Mormon manor out there in Merrick?
Well, this past week, we actually had we had both other shows drop this week. On the Retro Gamers, myself and Anthony returning after a three-week hiatus of circumventing the globe.
While we're doing that, I just want to give a huge shout out to my podcast and network brother, Anthony, from over at the Retro Gamers, sent me a care package. And yes, he did not make the champ pay for his stuff. You should take a lesson or two off that, Larry. He bought me a New Japan Pro Wrestling t-shirt. He also bought me a red and white, kind of like one of those like retro New Japan Pro Wrestling shirts. And then he bought me a Jushin Thunder Liger shirt and a Japanese program of the Super J Cup.
Cool.
That he went to.
Cool.
Fantastic.
I don't make you pay. I just deduct it from your pay.
It's just another Ponzi scheme, folks.
So this week on the Retro Gamers, you can actually listen to myself and Anthony with our E3 special. E3 2018. We actually step into the now and talk about some of the new games that are going to be coming out. Some quick hits real quick. Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4 looks really good. Kingdom Hearts 3 on PS4 and Xbox One looks phenomenal. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate and Brother Mario, Brother Luigi, and another game announced for the Switch, Super Mario Party.
There you go.
So that's going to be fun. And the game I'm waiting for, I cannot wait for, on the Xbox One, The Division 2. The first Division was amazing in New York City. The second Division takes place in Washington, D.C. And this E3 just really, without saying it, pretty much said, go out and buy yourself 4K television and 4K video game systems. Because these games look beautiful.
Wow. It's got to be awesome.
And over on the Better Half podcast, we actually recorded outside of Studio B. We were in Frank's backyard enjoying the weather. Enjoying the weather. And just shooting the breeze, talking about the improv class that we took. Talking about some poop moments in our lives. And amongst other things, go listen to it over there, the Better Half podcast. Wherever you listen to podcasts, and where you're listening to the Yin and the Yang right now on your radio dial.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. And our next stop over here at the Just When You Thought We Were Out, they pull us back in tour. Larry, what's your next date?
My next date's going to be July 7th, Madison Square Garden, house show. WWE house show, the return of The Undertaker for the first time in 8 years to the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Also making her Madison Square Garden debut, Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Hopefully.
Okay. All right.
I mean, she's going into the UFC Hall of Fame, and that night is UFC 226. So hopefully, I mean, card subject to change. I get it. I hope they're not throwing The Undertaker on this card just to replace Rousey. And I know she's suspended on TV for 30 days, but right. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And
okay.
After that,
I may go to that show, by the way. I might.
Okay, cool. Well, I already sold my extra ticket, so you're SOL on that point. And
you didn't even ask me. You know
I
that?
actually asked you twice, but that's besides the point.
I have no evidence of that.
Yeah, okay. Also today, the Islanders' schedule came. Oh, what am I talking about? July 7th. The day that this podcast drops, I will be at Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, NYCB, live for the Islanders draft party. And with all the moving and shaking that the Islanders are doing right now, it's going to be a hell of a party.
There you go. All right. All right.
And also the schedule drops, so now I know which 22 games I'll be going to this season with my half-season tickets. And amazingly, what started out as 6 is now 11. Half of my games will be in Brooklyn. Half of my games will be on Long Island. So that should be really fun. And other than that, got some shows coming up in the summer. We'll talk about when we get there. What do you got happening, brother?
So for me, I'm going to say to you now that I don't have jack shit except for the grind going all the way into the 4th of July. Unless I actually go to that show in MSG that you just mentioned. Besides that, I'm actually doing a family outing in Virginia, just hanging out, enjoying the summer. At the same time, really upping the training at this point. And then, I would say to you that at the end of July, I may take a stop over to Massachusetts and visit some my old grind and some of my family out there. So if you guys will, there is, I believe, a martial art competition that a friend of mine might actually do, and so I may go help support. And other than that, August, the first week of August, my friend, yes, your host, ladies and gentlemen, of the Yin and The Yang podcast is going to turn the big 4-2. Can you believe that? And yet internally, I still feel like I'm 25.
Wow, and externally, you look like you're about 64.
F you.
I kid
bro.
Because I love. Trust me, you look phenomenal.
Thank you, bro.
Okay, Matt Riddle.
No, you're a super
I know,
you're a
I'm
super
aware.
Larry, bro.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Oh, God.
No, you actually look tremendous. Yes, your birthday's coming up, so that should be pretty cool. Be on the lookout for the corporate birthday card that is sent out to everyone. And,
how about you come out to New Jersey and come celebrate with me, man? Or, hey, why don't we do it even better? Why don't we just go out to New Jersey HorrorCon may actually be in
funny
September.
You talk about that. I was just looking at that today.
Look at that lineup, huh?
I was. It's a hell of a lineup.
Right. Why don't you come out to Atlantic City and celebrate with me out there?
You know what? We'll see. We will see.
Lots happening over the summer because we also celebrate our 1-year anniversary in September. My birthday's coming up, so I wanted to do a nice birthday bash. Episode 50, we're rapidly approaching pretty soon, which is going to be pretty awesome. Yeah. So we're doing all that. And let's see here. I'm sorry. Jeremiah, what do you want? Oh, you have some type of... Who's that? What are you handing me a phone for? Who is this? I don't... Well, say something. Who is this? Okay. Hello, caller? You there? Hello?
I was born in Palermo, Sicily. Came to this country when I was 7.
Okay, Mr. Segal? Hello? What?
We were always raised to be very patriotic.
Well, that's nice.
Love our country.
Okay.
We did.
All right.
When I was a little boy...
Okay, well, listen, Mr. Segal, I appreciate you being on the show, but I'll be honest with you, and by the way, that just dispelled the rumors that I did that impression. That was Mr. Segal that just called me. I just wanted to let you know that, I with all due love and respect, sir, we're wrapping up the podcast. We'll get you on the next one, all right? And we'll take care of you, okay? And what is this now? I've just been handed a piece of paper here, and as we're just about to close out the show, I'm sorry, and I'm sorry. Who gave you this? Oh, no. What is this? This is written by, oh, God. Larry, do you know what Jeremiah just handed me?
Hopefully his resignation letter?
Stop. Leave the man alone. I'm sorry. He didn't mean that, Jeremiah. He just handed me a letter from Glenn N. blank, 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 O. The Chris Benoit future endeavor name that I will never mention on this podcast again. It's some sort of letter. It's a long one. You know what I'm going to do with this? That's what I'm going to do with it. I get the fuck out of here. That's what I think right now. Don't send me anything else.
Wow.
I'm not reading it. And it's as simple as that, okay?
Holy
So
damn.
As far as I'm concerned, there we go. Finally.
Didn't even know what it said.
I don't care. And don't type me up another one of those. Don't print it out, Jeremiah. Leave it alone. Enough is enough. Anyway, fans, we've depleted the resources. I just want to thank you so much for the love and the support. It would be nice to get more listeners here, folks, which we have. But, we can never say no to more listeners. But nevertheless, I just want to say, everybody, please, by all means, take care of yourselves, work out, eat right. Your body is your temple. Be confident with yourself. Have faith in yourself. Express yourself. Fuck what the haters say. Use your left and right indicators on your car. And other than that, you can't teach that. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye-bye, everybody.
You're the best.